My name is Jessica Becker. I'm the Executive Director here at the Nicollet County Historical Society, and this role in all of the Celebrating the Past exhibit has been sort of a roller coaster one, actually. It started as a simple conversation to add to our records, and since then we sort of got a small group together and we managed to produce and install, and so far we have been really moving forward at a great pace with the exhibit.
I'm Karen Richter. I am the county contact.
I'm Denny Schmidt. I have been president, secretary, and I'm a member from the northern part of Nicollet County.
We have a great relationship with Nicollet County Farm Bureau that already existed. We'd been doing programming and partnerships together, especially with our film series.
So that started a number of years ago, really, that we were trying to get involved with spreading the word about agriculture to people that attended the film series. I am also on the Historical Society board. They had the list of century farms going back, but it never got updated.
We were missing some records of the centennial and then, as we discovered, sesquicentennial farms, and so we just had a conversation about, hey, maybe we could get these updated. And then it grew from there, and then it grew from there. And so just in the quick conversation that Denny Schmidt and I had about updating those records, it sort of kept going. And we thought, well, you can't have one without another. So it was if you give a mouse a cookie situation. And it grew into an exhibit that was much bigger than we anticipated, but that was great.
I'll go ahead and give credit to Karen right now, because Karen is the one that put the database together. This is a huge database that she created, and that took a long, long time. And once we had that, then we could feature some of the sesquicentennial farms or families. And that was really kind of a neat thing to go that direction.
The database of the scanned applications all the way back to 1976 for the centennial farms, that's so well set up and easy to access, and I pulled every one of those applications, scanned them. They're all featured alphabetically in the township books, and helped to build the database off of all of that information that was provided by the Minnesota State Fair and then the Minnesota Farm Bureau with the sesquicentennial program.
So when we started, we had the records and we saw how many there were and the role that Nicollet County played in the beginnings of some of this with the century and sesquicentennial farms. And we thought, so we have these township cases that were already existing, and we thought, well, wouldn't it be great if we could feature some of these families? And so we talked about a township takeover where we would feature some of these farm families. And then we thought, well, the room will be kind of empty if we don't go a little further. So then we got a small group together, and it was a bigger group after that. And the exhibit grew into something that was more about the roots of agriculture in Nicollet County. And the core theme of the exhibit then was surrounded by those families whose really beginnings started agriculture in the county. So when we got down to it, the fact that the families that started it were really about roots. And so we went back to the idea of what were the core themes at the base of what agriculture would look like. And so we decided to start with, how did we get here? Who were the people that came here, and who were the people that made it happen? So you have your farmers, you have their family, and you have the community members and partners that make all of that happen. After that, we decided that down the road, there's plenty of opportunity for us to talk about some of the advancements and innovations and technology that has to do with agriculture, but we wanted to really set a base in this exhibit about how it all got started. It was a little daunting at first because Nicollet County didn't have a connection with most of these families, even though their roots were so deep in agriculture. And so Nicollet County Farm Bureau helped bridge that gap for us. And as we started talking to families, who could really, tell a story, and we wanted to make sure that we had, one from each of the different townships to meet these people and see how invested they were in it. It was so much fun to hear them, and they had such a great time talking about it. They would bring in photo albums and scrapbooks, and we did scanning days and spent time with them, and they were so excited to bring in little trinkets and all of their signs and tell stories, and it was wonderful to see that come together.
The honor that they felt in being asked, first off, and then the excitement and the extra phone calls and the extra emails, of questions, will this work? Do you think this will work? And the excitement to have their history focused, in the township case.
It's been really fun to see how they were able to put their own spin on this, because the families that are featured in the cases did their own stories. They got to design their own exhibit with all of it, and to really have their buy-in is great. And then they tell their friends, and it's been really wonderful to see sort of the groundswell support for an exhibit on agriculture in Nicollet County. The night that we opened in the preview event for everyone, we had about 80 people here on the last day of June in 2023, and it was wonderful to see them show off and tell all their stories to each other. I mean, most of these people knew each other, but it was so great. They would bring their family in and they were taking pictures, and it was so great to see everybody just having a great time. And then the families and anyone who contributed, say, artifacts or stories or photographs, also received passes to come see the exhibit for free.
We sent a letter out also now when we told our farm families that it got extended again. We're up at roughly 3,500 people that have attended or been to the museum since this was up, and that's a lot of people. When we see that kind of number, we tried to add a few things, still adding a few things every once in a while too. Jessica called quite a few months ago now and said, we're having family day. What do you have that we could maybe add that would be for kids? And if you noticed, we have the 2D displays in there that are from the Minnesota Farm Bureau. And I said, you know what, if I brought those down, young kids would enjoy looking through the glasses and looking at the things that come from these animals and things. So we've added some things. Jessica was just saying that some coveralls got added that were from Zinn's implement in Nicollet. There is really unique history.
It's just such an engaging exhibit, and seeing how the history of Farm Bureau has helped to build the county, and the involvement of Farm Bureau members in building the communities, the colleges, the businesses. And I grew up in this county, but I learned so many things, as we're putting the exhibits together and visiting with the families. And, it's just been such a fun project.
We're here at the Treaty Site History Center. The exhibit is here through the end of August, and folks can come see us anytime, Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 4. We do charge admission. It's $7 for adults, $6 for seniors, but kids do stop by for free, and we do have some family days coming up where everyone can be here for free.